You are getting 100% Jodi on Women Taking the Lead. You've heard me talk about this before. If you don't have the right mental attitude, you will be working against yourself and your goals. And that was true for me that day. Hello, my name is Jodi Flynn and welcome to Women Taking the Lead, where we are all about creating blasts of inspiration to help you overcome self-doubt so you can lead with confidence, integrity, and a sense of humor. Head over to womentakingthelead.com to join the community and get the resources to support you on your leadership journey. Now, your future awaits, so let's get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for this month-end episode on goals. As I mentioned in the June month-end update on goals episode, I took myself through my goals process to see if my goals are still in alignment with what I'm really trying to accomplish in my business and in my life, and there were a few tweaks. And there are some more tweaks this month, which will also drive the theme of this episode, which is going with the flow with what life is presenting to you. Let's dive into the progress I've made on my goals so I can explain everything that is going on. So my first focus area is to increase the profitability in my business. The specific goal I have for this area is to have a net income, earnings minus expenses, of $80,000 minimum this year. With the help of my mastermind group and going through my goals review, I have 4 sub-goals for this goal. These sub-goals are, by year end, 1, to have 12 new executive leadership coaching clients. This is coaching that focuses on leaders within organizations to help them with their performance and happiness at work. I already have 1 new client that fits this category and have the potential for another to be starting in the next month. 2, to do 10 corporate workshops. I've done 4 thus far this year, and at this point have 4 potential workshops coming up. 3, to promote the do-it-yourself or DIY products that are on my website for sale. I'll be working with my VA in the coming weeks to put together a marketing plan to see this through. And 4th and last of the sub-goals is to do 2 more group programs by the end of the year. I'm looking to do a virtual group program in the fall, and we'll also be doing a live workshop. Whether or not it's a half day or a full day, I haven't fully decided yet. Now, June's profit and loss report showed an abysmal net profit of $922.38, way far off from the average of $6,700 a month required to see a net profit of $80,000. As I'm bringing on more organizations as clients, I'm also experiencing more delays in payment. I've also invested more time in proposal writing and follow-up meetings and communications, and I'm realizing my prices for organizations are also going to need to reflect the larger investment of time and travel required. It has been a really good learning experience, and I've already changed some of the language in my documents to reflect the expectations. For focus area number 2 is to build more strength and endurance. So this is a physical goal. My goal in this focus area is to do 1,000 Spartan regulation burpees in good form within 1 workout by October. There's a whole backstory on this, so if you're interested, go back to any of the month-end episodes that I've done this year, and you'll kind of get the journey I have been on with this goal. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to dive right in. And separately in this area, I have a goal to do an unassisted pull-up before the end of this year. This past Friday, I did 750 burpees in 3 hours, 10 minutes, and 55 seconds. I'm still on track to complete this goal by October, but in the last month, I experienced some pain in the back of my knees a couple of days after my burpee workout, and I hit 700 burpees in my second attempt, not my first attempt. The first time I tried, I got to 705 and had to stop. I lost good form and I was completely spent. For the pain in the back of my knees, I consulted the personal trainer in my B&I group, and we figured out what was causing it and the solution. I need to have a wider stance when I jump in and out of the push-up position and pay attention to keeping my feet straight. My heels have a tendency to come together, causing my feet to form a V shape when I jump out of the push-up position and into the squat. For this and several other reasons, I've decided to hire Alex as my personal trainer and nutrition counselor. His certifications and experience working with endurance athletes made this decision easy for me to make. The only thing I have to figure out is timing and schedule, as the gym he works out of is 30 minutes away from my home. And as you can imagine, I have a wonky schedule at times. As for my failed first attempt at 750 burpees, there was a reason for that too. My mental attitude. You've heard me talk about this before. If you don't have the right mental attitude, you will be working against yourself and your goals. And that was true for me that day. There have definitely been things going on in my life that my brain noodles over. However, the day of my workout, it was like my brain couldn't let any of it go. I was having arguments in my head with people who weren't in the room. I was getting annoyed with myself because I knew what was happening and what the consequences would be if I didn't quickly change my attitude. I had small victories and then would realize I was doing it again. Halfway through my workout, I was exhausted, and not from the workout, from the war that seemed to be raging in my head. My second attempt, even though the temps and the humidity were higher, I was in a different place mentally and I achieved my goal. The lesson for me here that I keep learning and practicing over and over again is to always work on my mental game. For me, that looks like meditation, walks and runs in nature, taking really good care of myself physically, making time to nurture my relationships with loved ones, and frankly, letting go of things I don't have control over. That was the mental angst I was experiencing that day. There are some things I don't have complete control over, and I need to accept that because resisting it only causes me stress. Getting clear on what is and is not in my control will help me to take on going with the flow. From that place, I have more peace and more power and can stop wasting my energy and mental space on trying to change what is. I think I may have to go back and reread Byron Katie's book, Loving What Is, because that's what it's all about. And for pull-ups, I've not yet graduated to a lower weight pull-up band, but instead of stepping into it, I'm now putting a knee in. So that's a little bit of progress. I don't get the same bounce because the band isn't stretched out as far. I let Alex know I also have this goal, so we'll be working on my pull-ups as well. Focus area number 3, romantic partnership. The goal is to be in a committed monogamous relationship with a man. And to recap, when I did my goals mini course, I identified qualities that would help to take me to my goals. Those qualities are being aligned, feminine, social, focused, disciplined, and committed. Then I identified the daily practices that would help me to develop these qualities. And many of the practices had to do with my self-care, sleep, a lighter schedule, and transition time between meetings and activities. I set the intention to take better care of myself this summer so my best self and the self that enjoys being feminine and social can come forth. And guess what? It's working. I'm meeting more men than I had before. I'm making more quality connections, and overall, I'm enjoying myself more. It doesn't hurt that my burpee workouts are making me feel more confident overall and more present in my body as well. But I'm gonna take it all, and I'm enjoying it. Focus area number 4 is live events. This goal has changed as I'm having a hard time connecting with Emily LaRue, and it was getting to the point that pulling off this event in only 3 months was going to take such an enormous effort. It would have likely ended up hurting me and my business rather than helping. Go with the flow, right? I am still going to do 1,000 burpees by October, but the completion of this goal will not be tied to an event. I am also still committed to doing a Women Taking the Lead branded event this year. In doing the goals mini course as a part of my review process, I realized how important live events are to me. This is an area where I shine, and I feel an enormous connection with the participants of the workshops that I do. So the goal is back to doing a live workshop in the 4th quarter of this year. I haven't committed to any particular topic yet, but given that time of year, a workshop on creating and achieving your 2019 goals would not be inappropriate. So how are your goals coming along? If you're not 100% happy with your goals or your progress, I'm going to suggest doing my goals mini course. It really helped me with getting clear on my goals. You can find out more about it at womentakingthelead.com/goals. And as a thank you for being a listener of this podcast, you can use coupon code GOALS10, GOALS10, to get $10 off. That's GOALS10. Before I go, I wanted to share with you something very personal that is going on in my life and may impact the release schedule for this podcast. It's also a part of the reason I've made some changes to my goals. A little over a month ago, my mother was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer and will be having surgery to remove the lump in her breast next week. My mom is positive and optimistic, but after a hormone test, her treatment was changed from surgery and radiation to surgery, chemo, radiation, and pills. And that is a little disconcerting because I don't have a whole lot of information of why this test was so bad. I'm still trying to understand everything and will hopefully be chatting soon with my sister-in-law who has been an oncology nurse. My family, I have a big family and that we're all rallying together. So I've got a lot of support, but for me, there's still some confusion and uncertainty. So it's a little draining. However, I am taking control where I have control and working on letting go of the things I don't have control over. And there's a lot of things I don't have control over in this situation. This was one of the things that was going through my mind during my failed burpee workout. I am committed to continuing to bring you great content, though it may not always be each and every week. If you have any topics you would like me to cover, please let me know. I'm always looking for fresh ideas, and this is a way you can support me and the other women listening to this podcast. If I get ideas from you guys, that's one less thing I have to think about and put creative energy towards. So if you have a topic that you would like to hear more about or hear me riff on, definitely please send that on to me. And also, please keep me, my mom, and my family in your thoughts and prayers and know that you are in mine. As always, I hope this was of value to you, and here's to your success. Thank you all for joining me on Women Taking the Lead. And to strengthen you on your own leadership journey, I'd like to send you off with a quote from Marianne Williamson, so here goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Again, thank you for joining me, and here's to your success.